When thinking about all the important people in my life and ultimately having to narrow it down to one person to honor and dedicate in my speech, I've gotta say it was a struggle to pick just one person, especially when I thought about my family. I have and always will be a very family oriented person. We are very small but a strong and tight knit unit. There have always they have always been there to support me, laugh with me, and at me, and love me unconditionally through all the good and bad times, and when I'm being the most difficult person to deal with on the planet, and when I'm being the best sister slash daughter I could possibly be. I could not have asked for a better family, even if I picked one out of a lineup. That being said, when I really started to reflect on my life and think about the one person who was always there for me, always supported me, made me laugh until I fell on the floor crying, worked tirelessly to not only provide for me, but gave me all the luxuries that I begged her for over the years. The one who always called me out on my crap without hesitation. The one who is always brutally honest with me and shows me tough love when I need it. The one who loves me unconditionally through and through. And the one person I simply couldn't function without is my mom. My mom is the better half of myself, and I take great pride in the fact that I am a lot like her. Just when I'm starting to think that I know everything about how the world works, and I display maturity and wisdom beyond my years, my mom is always right there to humble me and remind me that I still have a lot to learn in her own special way. One of the many recurring phrases that my mom would tell me was, "Now, I know you think that you know better, and that you're right. But trust me, I've been around the block a few times, and I know how the world works. One day you'll understand and see that I was right." And the funny part is that over the years, unsurprisingly, she was right every time she told me that. She's right 99% of the time. Of course, I don't tell her that because she would never let me live that down. My mom did and continues to do it all. Even the seemingly impossible, she finds a way to dive in headfirst and get stuff done. As my mom likes to say, she's a doer. She knows what needs to get done and she does it. It's a trait that I strive to have and am still working on it. My mom always did things for me and helped me with things even when she didn't really have the time to do them. She'd drive me to school every morning before going into work. She'd drop off my saxophone at school every single time I would call her saying I'd forgotten it. She would help me out with school projects, homework, and events that I would tell her about at the very last possible minute. Drive me to and pick me up from after school activities, make me the best home cooked meals, and would show up to every school concert, honors banquet, and graduation. She selflessly does things all the time for me, big and small, that ultimately help me and make me happy, even when she is going out of her way to do it. My mom is always a good sport about things and never complains, even when we are doing something that she doesn't enjoy. Like, she always brought my sister and I to the state fair every year and watched us excitedly go on every ride multiple times, even though she has very bad motion sickness and doesn't really enjoy it. She brought us anyway without fail. My mom is just about the funniest person I have ever met. She makes me die laughing, whether it's from a witty remark, a funny joke, funny stories from her childhood, and most of all, her bad dance moves. And even as I'm saying this, I can actually hear her saying, "Listen, Maddie, I got the moves. I know all the steps, that's exactly how they do it. You're just jealous of my moves." My mom has made a lot of sacrifices over the years, worked endless hours, took care of family when they needed her help the most, and still made time to be with me and listen to me rant about the stupidest things. No matter how old I get, there will never be a moment when I don't need her, especially when I need her advice and her pearls of wisdom to help me through hard and stressful times. Even these days, when I get stressed about the future and when I have no idea what I'm doing, my mom will always tell me, "Don't worry, Maddie. It'll all work out, I promise. And am I ever wrong?" And of course, she was right. She is the glue that not only holds me together, but our whole family together. And honestly, I don't know where I'd be and who I'd be without her in my life. I love my mom so much I can't always put it into words. And I always know that the feeling is mutual. My mom is just simply the best. Even when I don't always see eye to eye with her, she will always be one of the most important people in my life.